I've set myself the challenge to watch every single episode of Doctor Who ever made, from 1963 all the way through to the modern era. So far we are this far through the second Doctor's era, and this far through the show overall. We're in season 5. The Doctor, Jamie and Victoria land on the planet Telos, where an archaeological expedition is hoping to uncover the tomb of the Cybermen. It's an international expedition made up of various different cultures. These guys are American. You can tell because they say things like, wise guy. And this guy is a German, Italian, Swedish? Dude, where are you from? Where are you supposed to be from? I looked him up. The actor is Cypriot, but what accent is that?
So I was just watching this part back to edit it, and I realised I completely missed introducing Victoria. She's a new companion. She was introduced in the last serial of last season. She is a 19th century girl whose dad was working with the Daleks, and then he got killed, and the Doctor just sort of adopted her and said, you can come along in the TARDIS with us. I completely missed mentioning her at all in the last video. I'm sorry, it's an oversight, and I will do better in the future, I promise.
Landing now in the Himalayan mountains, the Doctor finds a mysterious ball. He's curious about the ball, so he takes it to a Tibetan monastery. Meanwhile, the abbot of the monastery has been hiding his balls in the mountain, and a scientist named Travers, who was there searching for Yetis, finds Songstan's balls. The Doctor manages to lose his ball and gets his ball stuck in a robot Yeti. The great intelligence out in space is using his balls in the Yetis. Doctor manages to stop them and destroys the balls for good. This serial revolves around Martian warriors found on Earth frozen in ice being brought back to life. But before I take any action to make jokes about this serial, I do have to check. Computer, what jokes can I make about the Ice Warriors?
You are not allowed to make jokes about the Ice Warriors.
I'm sorry. I have to do what the computer tells me. In the far-off dystopian future of 2018, there is a dictator on the rise. A man who looks exactly like the Doctor in brownface. It's a real problem because the Doctor is very prone to putting on brownface and doing a Speedy Gonzales impression, so they're always getting them mixed up. It's wacky. This episode is so much a James Bond homage, they actually literally lifted footage from Russia with Love. Also, I know I said before that the line from The Crusade, the cliffhanger with Barbara being captured, was the line that goes the hardest in Doctor Who, but we've got a new contender. When Faria is shot, she's lying there dying on the floor, and Bennick, the security head, tries to threaten her to get information about who's working against Salamander, and she says, "You can't threaten me now, Bennick. I can only die once, and someone's beaten you to it." Queen. This one is essentially a sequel to The Abominable Snowmen. Turns out that after Tibet, Travers couldn't let go of his balls, so he kept some of them, and while he was playing with them, one of them got turned on. Now the Yetis are shooting webs all over the London Underground. The serial is rounded out by the introduction of the most wonderful moustache in Doctor Who history. This is Colonel Lethbridge Stewart. I think he might be important going forward. A natural gas refinery is being attacked by a seaweed monster. Luckily, the Doctor works out that if Victoria screams, the monster dies. So they take a recording of Victoria's scream and just play it on high volume to kill off all the seaweed. Victoria is like, you know what, I've had enough of this. I've screamed at literally everything. I've screamed at Abominable Snowmen, I've screamed at Ice Warriors, I've screamed at James Bond villains. I'm done screaming, I just want to go. So she leaves. It's actually kind of sad. It's the first time a companion's left where you actually felt like the Doctor is upset that they've left. By the way, it's now been 4 years and 32 stories. The Doctor has still not returned Susan's shoe. As far as we know, she's still hopping around 1 foot bare in that post-apocalyptic Dalek world. The Wheel in Space is a space station orbiting Earth, which is coming under attack by the Cybermen. The Cybermen have worked out a plan to attack Earth that is so simple, I can't believe no one's ever tried it before. What they do is they take a spaceship called the Silver Carrier, they refit it to travel super long distances because it's ordinarily a short haul transport, and they send it to the Wheel in Space, this space station. When it gets nearby, it releases tiny pods that float across into the space station and hatch into Cybermats. The Cybermats, which are these little bug-like robot creatures, eat the entire station's stock of bernalium. Meanwhile, the Cybermen ionize a star to send an asteroid storm towards the station. The station crew realize that they can't defend themselves, they can't power their laser without bernalium, but the Silver Carrier spaceship that's nearby, they realize that's got tons of bernalium. So they send over a team of astronauts to get the bernalium, where there are 2 Cybermen waiting, who hypnotize the astronauts, and then the Cybermen hide in a box of bernalium and have the astronauts smuggle them back to the Wheel in Space, where the Cybermen can poison the oxygen supply of the Wheel, killing the crew and leaving the Cybermen free to turn the Wheel into a beacon that will lead the Cybermen fleet to Earth. Now I know what you're thinking. Why couldn't the Cybermen just build their own beacon? That's it for Season 5. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you for Season 6. Bye.
I did it again. Zoe is a 21st century girl. She lives on the Wheel. She's a human calculator. She's joined now. She's the new companion. I will mention when we get new companions in future. Sorry.